Hi everybody, it's Dawn and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a bit of Norwegian news in the making today, both with a new app and a cancellation. We also have Carnival adding something that people have been asking for a long time. You can finally pre-order it before going on your cruise. We also want to talk about an incident and what happened with that the crew member, not passenger, crew member who was caught putting cameras in people's bathrooms, staterooms, and even hiding under the bed. So, Norwegian has just announced that they are rolling out a new app. It's supposed to be a lot more friendly, user-friendly, and it also will allow you to do a far more amount of things than what you could do now. Everything from booking excursions to specialty dining to even putting your insurance on your cruise, you can do through the app once it rolls out. Now, it's not rolling out as of a firm date. Every ship's going to have it as of this date. They're going to be doing it in a rolling start. In other words, one ship here, one ship there, 3 ships there, until it crosses the fleet by the end of the year. As an example, the first ships, I believe it's going to be the Viva, which is sailing on September 10th. And then we have the Breakaway on September 15th, and then the Jewel, etc. And then the next fallout later on, further in September, around the 27th, etc. Right up until December, when finally they figured they should have all the Norwegian ships updated with the app. So, yeah, keep an eye on it, folks, if you're going on Norwegian anytime soon, and you want to make sure that you have the proper app downloaded and it's ready for your cruise. Next, we have a kind of an interesting news. Norwegian Bliss has been canceled. It's a 10-night sailing on April 2nd, 2025, round trip from Seattle, which is a very coveted cruise. 10 nights gives you a little extra time in Alaska. It was going to Glacier Bay, and they said the reason for this is redeployment. It's a redeployment issue. Now, normally, when you hear redeployment, and I've had a few people messaging me say, hey, does that mean that my sailing on the Bliss in 2025 to Alaska isn't going ahead because they say it's redeployment? No, actually, it's only the one cruise. The next cruise on April 12th, the 7-day cruise, will be sailing as normal. So it's kind of weird that they just said it was redeployment as opposed to a change in maybe in the ship schedule. They're going to do something else during those 10 days instead. Not sure, but yeah, it caused a lot of worry to people who were booked on the Norwegian Bliss for Alaska, thinking they had to now scramble and make all new plans for Alaska. But rest assured, it was only the one sailing. Next, we have Carnival Cruise Line is adding something that people have been asking for the longest time. They're adding distilled water. You can now order your distilled water ahead of time and have it waiting in your room before you get to the cruise. Most cruise lines already have this, but cruise line Carnival is kind of just catching up on the game. So at least that's good news. People who need it, people who require it, will finally be able to order it coming soon, very soon. Also, I have a little update on the World Cruise, the ultimate World Cruise by Royal Caribbean on the Serenade of the Seas, 278 days at sea. I believe that's the number, or 74. You know, 9 months at sea, and it's slowly coming to an end. It ends in a few days, and they were forced to not go into St. John's because of weather. And so they made us pit stop in my hometown, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and apparently had a really, if you've ever been to Halifax, Nova Scotia, it is a great port to visit. Everything is right there at the port. Lots of dining, there's food trucks everywhere. There's the museum, there's sailing trips, there's everything. Everything is right there at the port within walking distance. Duck tours, everything. Also, a lot of people decided to take a few trips out to Peggy's Cove, which is a big lighthouse area where you can see the waves just crash up on these big, huge rocky shores. Beautiful place. And again, my hometown. Everybody on the Serenade of the Seas and the ultimate world cruise. I really hope you enjoyed your day in Halifax, one of my favorite ports. And I am a little biased. It is my hometown. Next, we got that story of the crew member from Royal Caribbean who was caught hiding under beds and filming people in their staterooms. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, the great stories like getting to visit Halifax and being able to add new things to your stateroom, new apps coming online, to port destinations, to cruise cancellations, to just fun things to do on your cruise. I'll talk about the stay that I had here in Jamaica, because some of the cruise itineraries, excursions, you can do from Falmouth, Jamaica, and other places in Jamaica. You can do some of the ones I've done, and I'll tell you the ones I recommend coming up soon. But yeah, I hope you'll join us. Doesn't cost a thing to hit that subscribe button. And again, I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about the gentleman. I use those words very loosely when I say gentleman. He was caught on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, hiding cameras underneath the cabinets in bathrooms aimed at the shower. And not only was it aimed at the shower, it was aimed at a certain height in the shower. Mostly aimed at smaller people, if you get my drift. Once he was caught and police started investigating, they did catch all these different photos and videos of him filming people between the ages of 2 and 17. So, off to court he went, and it's been a year. But the decision has finally come down, and he has gotten 30 years in prison. 30 years in prison. I know this is a very disgusting thing, and all the power to him, but I've heard of people doing, well, you know, other than filming, doing way worse, and they get like 4 years, 5 years of this. But I was really surprised by this sentence. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we're finally going to come down harder on people who do some really outrageous things, especially when it involves younger people and children. So, yeah, 30 years. So if any other people out there had this bright idea, maybe keep that in mind and keep the cameras to yourself. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.